Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome to an impromptu little live this morning. I say impromptu. I was going to be going live anyway to talk about all things Be Inspired, but it turns out that I need to go live to make sure I am reaching as many of you as possible to tell you two things. One, Be Inspired in the room is now sold out. We have no more tickets left in the room either on Thursday or on Friday. If you wanted a ticket to be in the room, I'm afraid there are no more left. That is it. We are done. However, you are still able to get your online ticket. You're still able to attend online still by going to imthequeenbee.co.uk/events, getting your online ticket there, and we will zoom you into the room. But very good morning to all of you. I was just giving you a little second to get on in before I tell you the real reason why I'm live this morning. And it's all about decision making this morning. A very, very quick live about decision making and doing the right thing, and accessibility and inclusion are the things that I want to speak to you about very, very quickly this morning. So where are we all watching from in the UK and globally? We've got watching from South Wales this morning. Amy, I'm literally like Charlie running around singing I've got a golden ticket. I love it. Yeah, we are completely sold out in the room. There are no more tickets left to join us in the room at Be Inspired this time. So, okay, so this morning, where am I at this morning? This morning, I am feeling as we've got Maria's watching from the Highlands. We've got people watching it from Hereford. We've got what all over the place. Let me get to it. Let me take a sip of my brew and I'll get to it. So if you are a ticket holder for Be Inspired, you need to listen to this next bit. It is very, 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 very important. And the important thing is this: there has been a venue change. So ordinarily, we run Be Inspired at the Theatre Impossible, which is in Manchester. It's been our home for the past 2.5 years, 3 years. And this year particularly, we really wanted to make sure that the community's focus, the IATB community HQ's focus, was centered around diversity, equality, inclusion. It's important. There was something that happened during lockdown last time. I did a charity online event called Big Festoon, and even though I tried my very, 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 very best, completely bust my ass, trying to make sure that the lineup was as diverse as it could be. And still to this day, I believe it was. We had people of colour, we had members of the disabled community, we had members of the LGBTQ plus community, we had members of the South Asian community, we had lots and lots of different types of people from different types of background globally. However, it was in the direct aftermath of everything was happening in the with the George Floyd situation, and also the whole Black Lives Matter movement being amplified rightly, right? And that left people feeling, particularly members of the Black community, feeling very exposed, very vulnerable, and looking to lineups such as myself to be as inclusive as possible. And I was called out, rightly or wrongly so. It's not my place to ever sort of defend myself. I can only try as best I can to be more inclusive, to really consider. And I made a vow at that particular point in time. So whether people thought that me being called out was right or wrong is completely by the by. It's completely it's an unnecessary bit of admin, right? Whether people think that it was right or wrong that I was called out. It was a very necessary and timely highlight to the fact that me, as a public speaking coach, as somebody who is a producer of events, gives very careful consideration to the types of people that are on my lineup. So when I create events, there are a couple of things that I do. For Be Inspired, we have to make sure that we are as accessible as possible to as many people who want to work with me as possible. And that's right. So creating safe spaces and an inclusive environment so people from different backgrounds, different cultures, different abilities can come and get involved and share their mission and their business message. Really important. The world needs it. So even like just me from my little corner of the world, trying to be a little candle in the corner of a dark room, the world needs to hear from people from different backgrounds and different lived experiences. We need that as a business community as much as we need that as a life community, right? We need to understand that there is more than just our perception of living in this world. And that will enable us as a wider community to build a better world. That's the point. So when it came to this particular lineup, I am overjoyed because we are, as best we can, through people volunteering to come and work with us and also from us curating some of the lineup, we have it could be even more diverse, but we have a lovely diverse lineup. We have lots of people from lots of different backgrounds, lots of lived experiences. We have members of the trans community, members of the disabled community, members of the Black community, members of the Asian, South Asian community, as well as our phenomenal, as well as our phenomenal white folks that are coming to speak as well. Like, we're a lovely, beautiful mix. And the idea behind the IOTQB community is unity, is us coming together to raise each other up, to help try and provide a bit more of a level playing field. So when it comes to venues, now we have to really consider things like accessibility. So this time, one of our speakers is a wheelchair user. A number of our guests are wheelchair users and are welcomed with widely open arms. However, last night, we got a phone call about 4:30 to say that the venue that we ordinarily use, the Theatre Impossible, had become unaccessible. And what I mean by that is that their lift broke, which renders for our wheelchair users and people who have issues with their physical disability, would have rendered it inaccessible to those people. Thus, our incredible Sarah Park wouldn't have been able to speak, and our phenomenal delegates, people who are going to be in the audience, wouldn't be able to attend. And or would have a diminished experience by having to zoom in, which is not what it's all about, right? That's not inclusive. That's all of a sudden saying that you now, because of your situation, you can't participate. So already the Theatre Impossible, although beautiful and wonderful and gorgeous, isn't as accessible as we'd like it to be anyway. We was already kind of contending with that. It became completely inaccessible as such. Yesterday, when we got the call at 4:30 in the afternoon, I got in the car, went straight over to Manchester to go and source with the team who've been really helpful, by the way, at the Theatre Impossible. They have a number of venues to go and source an alternative venue. We now have an alternative venue, and that's not me sort of virtue signaling. It's me trying to reach as many ticket holders as possible to explain that the venue has now changed. So there's a number of ways that we're reaching out to our ticket holders. So one is via this little live this morning. So hopefully some of you will be watching along and may not have caught the social media posts or the emails that come out, because sometimes, because of the email platform that we use, we get hard bounces. So I'm trying in as many different ways to reach as many of our ticket holders as humanly possible to explain that the venue has now changed. We are still central Manchester. We are still, literally just around the corner from where we originally was going to be. It was at the Theatre Impossible. Now it is at Boulevard in Spinningfields. So the venue is called Boulevard Manchester. It's spelled BLVD. It's on the Avenue North, which is in Spinningfields, and it's still central Manchester. It's right smack bang in the middle. If you are traveling to us, your travel arrangements will not change. Your hotel arrangements do not need to change at all. It's just where we're going to be all hanging out together. The postcode is M3 3BZ. We will be doing a number of posts throughout the day tomorrow. We'll be reaching out to as many ticket holders as possible to make them aware of that situation. The venue isn't a theatre style as the Theatre Impossible is, but it's still a beautiful venue. It's still got a fully functioning bar for those of you that like a little tipple, and as well, it remains accessible to our phenomenal delegate and cohort crew, which is what we want. I want as many of you as possible to either take to the stage or get in that room. And if you can't get in that room, it's okay. You can still get your online ticket and be a part of the action. So if you have not been able to get an in-room ticket and we're now sold out and you're like, oh, Danny, damn it, I wish I could have been there. Don't worry, you can get live streaming access to the whole of the 2 days, plus lifetime access to everything that's been recorded, which is all of it. So you'll be able to sort of binge watch the best kind of Netflix. You'll be able to binge watch each little segment in your own time, or you can watch along live, and we actually zoom you guys into the room as well. So we've got lots and lots of you that are watching on. Yes, I've got coffee this morning. It's been a long 24 hours. It's decaf, but my body doesn't know. And my body like thinks that it's got caffeine in it. I think that's years of drinking coffee, and then my body associates the taste with caffeination. So I think it works as a bit of a placebo, or I think it works as a bit of a placebo. So everything is cool. Everything is fine. Everything is cool and good and nice. But we have changed venues. And that is the reason that we've changed venues, is because it is of the utmost importance to me and to us as a company that we remain accessible, and accessibility remains right at the forefront of what we want to create. It does mean that in the future for events, it will, we're going to relook at venues. We're going to relook at where it is that we are. It is again, one of those kind of necessary reflections and conversations that if you are sitting on the spike and saying, I'm building a community that is diverse, I am building a community that is inclusive, then you bet your ass you need to consider things like, how accessible are the venues that you're using? How are wheelchair users going to be able to get involved? Other things that we'll be thinking about in future is things like having translators there from a sign language perspective, so that members of our deaf community can come and attend, and really exciting ways to incorporate different ways of accessibility to make our personal development and business development events the most friendly, the most accessible to as many of you as possible. Because here's the thing, some of our brightest, most brilliant minds are being negated from the stage. Some of our brightest, most brilliant minds are not able to get on stages or take up space because it feels unsafe. And the more safe spaces that we can create for as many of these beautiful, brilliant, clever, astute, powerful minds to come and share with us their lived experiences, the better, is what I say. Accessible venues are such a struggle to find. Yes. And here's the thing, that's exactly what Sarah's going to be talking about, is reasonable adjustments and how we need to maybe consider those. And that's just banging the one drum of accessibility. We need to consider these things. It's important. And me just going, it's important, isn't just me kind of being glib. It is a heartfelt soul commitment that I have made, and I can only fail forward. So I can get it a bit right, and then I can get it a bit more right. And that's all I can ask of myself. And that's all I can ask of you guys. That's all I can ask of our community, is that we fail forward, right? When it comes to inclusivity. And it's all right to get things wrong, and it's all right to fuck stuff up, as long as we're learning, apologizing, moving forward, right? And it feels uncomfortable, and I don't care. You come across like a swan so calm and collected. I suspect those legs are flapping wildly under there. They properly are. And so the first people that we spoke to about this last night um, was of course Sarah in the first instance and the rest of the speaker squad, to make sure that the speakers who work directly with me understood what was happening. And it got a bit emotional. I was like, I just want to get it right for as many people as we can. And sometimes that involves making last minute decisions that are right. And yes, it is an upheaval for many, but good, it should be. It's you're trying, and that's all people want. And some people just don't, right? And again, this isn't virtue signaling. This is if this is something that you experience, if this is something that you are considering, if this is something that, as you build your business, what do you need to consider? Diversity and inclusion are definitely two things that you need to consider. And no, Rome wasn't built in a day. Doing all of it all at once might be hard work. So commit. What incrementally can you do to be more inclusive? What incrementally can you do to allow for more diversity? How do we create equity and not like equality, like not everybody's ability to access things are the same? Which is why we do things like sponsored tickets and things where finances might be a barrier to entry, for example. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to jump on this morning and share with you the amazing fact that we are now sold out in the room. I can't believe it. It's amazing. This is the first time that we've sold out prior to the event. We always get really close, but we never actually say, no, we can't take any more. That's it. We're done. But we can't take any more. That's it. We're done. But it doesn't mean that you have to miss out. You can join us online, and we make our Zoom crew as much a part of proceedings as the in the room audience. We Zoom them in, we talk to you, we have conversations with you, see how you getting on, how you're enjoying the day. Next stop, making things inclusive for neurodiverse people. Right, for sure. 100%. That's what we've got to think about. Like different sort of neuro. In fact, Anne Ferguson is one of our speakers, going to be talking very specifically about being outside of the narrow normal. What does that mean for businesses? What does that mean for us in life? Right? What does it mean for events? It means all sorts of things. These conversations aren't always easy, but they are so necessary. Yes, they are. It might make an exciting change to have a new venue. Yeah, it will. And it's going to be brilliant. Like there's no detriment. It's not to the detriment of the event at all. It's a beautiful venue. Go check it out. Boulevard, BLVD, Boulevard, Manchester. Gorgeous venue. So we're going to have a great time, a beautiful time there. Me and Mads get to Manchester around 7 p.m. tomorrow night. If you need hands on deck sorting bits out, just holler. Amy, you're an angel. We will be around in Manchester. Me and Jojo Smith, who's our creative director, we will be around in Manchester doing stuff from about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I know some people are wanting to meet up for dinners and drinks and stuff. Do go and meet each other. If you are not already and you have a ticket either online or in the room, or you're a speaker, we've got a group. It's called Be Inspired March 2022 pre-drinks and after party. It's a great communal space for everybody that's involved to go and meet each other online. And maybe if you're going out for dinner, you might want to say, if you're coming on your own, come and meet us for dinner. We actively encourage everybody to hang out where it feels right for them. So like for some of you, it might be, no, I just want to go kind of dip my toe in and then come back out again. But if you don't, then it's definitely something that you want to get involved with. And I think that is about it from me this morning. Some of you have been asking me directly, Danny, how do we become part of the Be Inspired lineup? The majority of people that speak on the Be Inspired lineup, and it's the vast majority, save 2 people this time, work with me directly as part of the Be Inspired Mastermind or are one of my VIP clients. So if you want to work with me and work up towards doing an event like this and creating all the assets that you want to create for becoming a speaker, please do get in my inbox. You can check out all of the packages. We've got some early bird stuff going on for Be Inspired. The doors open officially middle of April. We're going to be doing a free bootcamp before then, and more details on that over the coming days and into next week. You're going to be able to sign up for the free bootcamp that's going to be taking place not next week, but the week after, where I'm going to teach you how to get speaking, how to speak about your business and your missions. We're going to be talking about how do we be inclusive. We're going to be talking about how do we speak to lots of different types of audiences, which is really, 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 really exciting. We have not done the Be Heard challenge in this way before. It's a completely different format. For everybody that's done it before, you want to come and get amongst it. It is very, very exciting to be switching things up this time, ready to open the doors for Be Inspired once again, and also Be Heard for anybody who wants to go through my course program. So that is what's coming up. It is very exciting time. I am a swan amongst the lake at the moment. My little legs are doing this. Anybody that's involved in events will know that events are fun. They are a roller coaster. The past 24 hours are a testament to that. But we have everything ready. We've got confetti cannons at the ready. We've got swag at the ready. Swag stands for the shit that we all get, which is all of the gifts and presents from not just the speakers, but from me as well. There is also a virtual swag bag for our online ticket holders. So a virtual swag bag includes lots of different types of digital gifts from our wonderful, wonderful speakers. So you'll be able to go into your speakers area, see the recording of the speakers talk, also find where they are on the socials, and also some of them have popped in there into your digital swag bag, different additional learning that you can do around their particular topic. So it's really exciting. It's one of my favorite times of year. I know I don't have any makeup on this morning, but I'm not asked. I'm not here to look pretty for you. I'm here to say the good things. And the good things are Be Inspired is sold out in the room. Be Inspired has changed venue from the Theatre Impossible to the Boulevard, spelled BLVD. I'm just giving you the abridged version now. And Be Inspired will remain committed to diversity and inclusion going forward. And we'll be re-looking at the ways that we do this. So really, really important. Those three things. One, we're sold out in the room, but you can still get an online ticket. Two, for those that have in the room tickets, we've changed venue to the Boulevard, Manchester. And three, we remain committed and continue to explore ways that we can be more inclusive going forward. Right, my loves. I love you very, very much. And I'm really excited to share the event with you. I will be going live, or someone will be going live in the Hive for the first sort of 20 minutes of the event on Thursday morning and Friday morning, so you can catch a little glimpse of it. But make sure you get an online ticket if you can't get in that room. You will not regret it. Even just being online, some people have explained it's been life-changing. And it often is a progression. So people sort of watch it online, then or they'll do the boot camp, or they'll do the Be Heard challenge, then they'll watch it online, then they'll watch it in the room, and then before they know it, they're speaking on that stage, and it's incredible. Right, I love you. You're amazing. Go and have a wonderful Tuesday. I am going to go and continue getting ready for this phenomenal event, and of course, the Be Heard Bootcamp that's happening the week after next. You're amazing. We're amazing. I'm so grateful for you and this community, and I love you. I'll see you later.